Good morning, afternoon for some of you guys. Kat, Corinne, Mary Kay, Hodgson, Quinn, good to see you, man. Dedesina,
Oh, hi.
Abby, what's shaking? Bianca, Ressi. If you guys could put some cameras on, that would be amazing. Raquel's not here today, so I can camera police all of you guys because I love that. Show up for yourself, show up for Rose. There you go. Alicia. Amazing. While we just wait for a couple people to get in, why don't you guys start? Let's just pop in the chat where you guys are tuning in from. It's always good to know where we have everybody jamming in from. Quinn, love to see that face. I know you're a human. Mark, you too. Good morning. Stockton, San Francisco. Naveed, morning. Rachel, Sacramento, Virginia. Nice. We're tuning in from all over. I like it.
Before
Naveed, what's up, brother?
before I get called out again, my camera is on.
I know, I see that. Good morning.
Good morning, and I think today you're only gonna have one Naveed. I gave everybody the registration link today.
Perfect. No, if for any of you guys who haven't been here before, Naveed likes to join with 7 different Zoom links. So it makes the chat look bigger. Usually we have 7 Naveeds, and he blesses us with so many Naveeds, so that's great. Okay, let's get rolling today, guys. So for you, those of you who haven't been on the Edge calls recently, this is a community that Raquel and I put together. We just want to bring as much value to the real estate community as we can. And we're bringing in high-level speakers all over from different markets. We've had stuff on AI and social and team development. And today, Rose Gonzales is going to be talking to us about YouTube. Her and her husband, they run a small team, and they're very, very good at social media generation for leads, especially on YouTube. We were chatting a little bit off call for a second. And they're even at a point right now where they have an abundance of leads and they have the ability to pass some of those leads to other teams and people in their market so that they can generate some revenue that way too. So Rose has got a bunch of slides to go through with us today. She's got about 30. So it's important to grab a notebook and take some notes. Please keep your camera or your cameras on and just stay muted for the time that Rose is going to be speaking. She'll jam out with us for about 45 minutes. And then we're going to leave some time at the end for some questions. So I'm excited. Rose, welcome to the Edge. Let's kick some butt.
All right, you guys. Thank you guys for showing up. I love seeing all these faces over here. How many of you guys are currently doing video? Not so much YouTube, but video. Put a 1 in the chat. Okay. Awesome, you guys. So how many of you guys actually have a YouTube channel? Let's put a 5 in the chat. Very cool. All right, so I am going to share with you guys what we do. Hold on, let me see how I'm presenting this. 1 second, guys. Okay, so imagine just going about your day, going to see clients, hanging out with your kids, and then you get random text messages or emails from people who already know, like, and trust you and are ready to work with you before you've even met them. This is what the power of YouTube is, what I'm going to show you, and it's a 24/7 lead generating machine that builds your brand while you're out doing just your normal daily routine. Are you guys ready? Perfect. All right. So let me figure out how to go to the next slide. So what we're going to cover today is why YouTube, how easy it is to get started, what kind of content to create, what kind of clients will you attract, and some of our success stories that we've had. So success isn't just chasing clients. It's about waking up to emails from the right ones who are already sold on working with you. So as you can see, this is just a quick glimpse of like waking up in the morning at 5 a.m., 6 a.m. with inquiries from people who want to move in our area. And they always say, like, we enjoy your videos. I feel like we already know you. So it's really nice to have that lead generating machine that people feel attracted to you instead of you constantly pushing to get their business. So why YouTube? YouTube is the second largest search engine owned by Google. Videos create trust and establish authority. The videos you create can be evergreen content, and I'll show you a little bit about how we use our evergreen content through our marketing materials. And right now, believe it or not, it is low competition compared to other platforms. So I did a Google search of new homes in Whitney Ranch, which is the community we live in. As you can see, one of our videos, actually 3 of our videos popped up pretty quickly. And then I did a search on new homes in Roseville, California. And again, 4 of our videos popped up. So, this is the power of YouTube as you create videos and people
Twinkle.
people who are searching for your area or certain videos you've created, your videos will actually pop up in a Google search. So this is our channel. We started our channel end of 2021. And from the time that I've created the screenshot, we have had 1.63 million views, which is amazing because our reach has been pretty big. We've been able to help people from all over the United States. We've moved someone from Germany and Guam. And so it's really nice to have that big reach of people throughout the country. So here's the value of evergreen. So evergreen content refers to content that remains relevant and valuable over time, regardless of trends or seasons. So we just recently created a relocation guide where we were able to utilize all of our videos that we've already created in the relocation guide. And actually, I want to share a few of these things with you guys. We also have a website where we have, city information, and we're also utilizing our videos there. And then on our website, we have a learning center where we talk about all things new construction and then home buying 101. So these are all videos that we can repurpose for different marketing materials, and they're always evergreen. They're always going to be usable. So people will always find them online, whether it's through Google, through a YouTube, through all of these marketing collateral, and they're always going to be available. And they don't really go out of date. So I kind of want to share with you guys what our relocation guide looks like. Let's see.
While Rose kind of finds that, I think you guys can already see the power of that. She Googled a couple neighborhoods that are within her vicinity, and 3 or 4 of her videos are popping up immediately. So imagine if you keyed in your neighborhood and then all of a sudden your 3 or 4 videos pop up. Like, that's really, really powerful. And these are assets that continue to mature like fine wine. Just because Rose hasn't shot that same video of her neighborhood anymore, people are still watching it and they're still reaching out to her.
Estoy en
Right?
una videollamada aprendiendo.
Okay,
clase.
so you guys see the relocation guide? Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So this is actually all the things this is called everything you need to know about moving to the Sacramento region. And so I've created one for every city, Rockland, Roseville, all of the areas that we cover, but you could see it's linked to our videos. And so we have a video for everything. I mean, we did a top things to do with our kids in Rancho Cordova. So it's really nice to be able to repurpose these things, right? So that's our relocation guide. And then let me go back to my slides. Okay. So a lot of you guys always think it's going to be very hard to start a YouTube channel. I think a lot of people think more than they actually can do. It's not as hard. I used to think it was really hard, and I used to like spend a lot of time drafting things and trying to plan out what videos we're going to do. And now I really don't even think about it. So the equipment that you're going to need, we literally use our iPhones. We use editing apps like CapCut, iMovie, and then we outsource some stuff to Fiverr, or now we have the VA source. What you want to do is put a posting schedule once a week. Just start out with once a week. Don't overthink it. It has to be the same day and the same time every week. And if you change it, that actually messes up your algorithm. So SEO optimization isn't as hard as it may sound. You want to make sure you use keywords in your titles and description. So basically, you want to summarize your video in your description, so that way when people are searching for certain things like moving to Roseville, that's when you pop up on the Google searches. Your call to action would be download relocation guide, schedule a meeting with us. And some of you guys who have watched our YouTube channel, we do give a little love to that subscribe button, and I'll show you a video of my kids doing that in a little bit. So this is the equipment that we started out with. We don't have any fancy cameras. We do have a DJI Osmo right now for the home tours, but seriously, we grew our YouTube channel just from our iPhone. I actually don't even hold a gimbal. I've had gimbals, but sometimes it just takes too long to kind of set it up, and I just want to be in and out. And then we've used, the cheaper microphones in the beginning, and then now we have the DJ mics as well. So, when you're doing Instagram, obviously it's in portrait mode, but with YouTube, you want to make sure it's in landscape mode. Some of the resources that we use. So again, video editing, you'll want to either use CapCut or iMovie. Some people can use the Adobe, but that's a little bit more cutthroat for me. So, if you have editing background, there's a ton of editing softwares out there. For thumbnails, I use Canva, and I'll do a little demo on how I create my thumbnails. And then some people have used PicMonkey. And then if you want to outsource it, we've launched the VA source, and then Fiverr has different resources for thumbnails as well, and video editing. So there's going to be times where you may need a teleprompter. These are the 2 teleprompters that I've used for our YouTube channel. So I'm not one of those people who can just talk on a camera by myself. I literally will have to read something. So Big View, I don't know how to say Big VU, is a teleprompter that you can put on your cell phone. And as you can see right here, it actually shows the text on your phone so that you can read it, and you want to make sure you're looking at your camera, and then it scrolls up. And then Prompt Smart is an app that I've downloaded to my iPad, and actually have a real teleprompter like this now. And so this one is voice activated, where it will slow down if your voice is slower, and then it will actually stop if you're catching up. So it's really nice because you can kind of take your time with the script, and then you could actually add stuff into this one. Say I created a script, but then I thought of adding something else to it, it'll stop. And then once you pick up where you left off, it'll scroll again. Thumbnails. So I actually still make our thumbnails. I've tried to outsource it, but I don't know. I feel like I like things a certain way. So what I do is I create a template in Canva, and I always use the same colors. We've had the purple and white for quite some time, and I'm going to show you guys how I quickly do a Canva. So I'll show you guys how I did this thumbnail. So I'm basically going to duplicate this just so I don't have to use the find the text again. But it's very easy. You'll get used to it once you play a little bit more with Canva. So you're going to want to make sure you find a picture that you could use. A lot of YouTubers like pictures where they look shocked or happy, excited. I don't use a lot of those yet, but we use more of like our professional photos or maybe like a photo of us talking outside of the communities. But what you want to do is you go to remove.bg upload, and you will pick a photo, and let's see. I'm going to pick this photo, and this will actually remove the background. And you'll want to download that onto your computer. And then what you'll do is, let's just pretend that I downloaded it because I already have it. And so when you're looking for your background photo, you can either upload your photos. So I can upload any of these photos like this, and then position it to the back. That's how you create a background. But because we are doing new construction, they have different elements that you can use. So let's do new construction homes. I will use that one. And ta-da, to the back. So I like to make sure I use the same text, the same colors, so that it looks cohesive on our channel. And so as you can see, like our channel is pretty much white and purple. We did have like a sage color in there, but for the most part, it's, that purple color. Do you guys have any questions so far? Okay, so I'm going to keep going. So that's just a basic editing of the Canva. But, there's a lot of different things that you can use. And again, you can outsource it to VAs or Fiverr.
I got one small comment, Rose, on thumbnails. Like, I think one of the key things that you've already said that's really important for everybody is like, it doesn't have to be rocket science. Like for me, I'm a perfectionist, so I think that I need the best camera, I need the best mic, and I gotta have an editor, and I've got to do this. And then by the time you prepare all that stuff, you spend so much time prepping, and then you don't even film a video, right?
You get tired and exhausted. I used to plan all the time, which is funny you say that because when I was in my era of like door knocking and cold call, I would plan the scripts and all that stuff. And then by the time it was time to actually like cold call and door knock, I'd do like 5 and I'd be done. So this is way funner, trust me.
Big time. And it shows that, like, you just showed us how to make a thumbnail that some people could spend weeks on trying to outsource something. When you pick the text, you get the video, you take the background off, and then boom, you've got a good thumbnail. And then you can build on it, right? Like you can improve it as time goes on, but these are solid and they're working really well, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. And again, it's literally just copy and paste. We use the same pictures. We use, we just change the different pictures of the homes because obviously we have different communities, but all the text is copy and paste. We'll use the same pictures of us. And so, yeah, I probably spend 15-20 minutes on thumbnails now. All right, so posting schedule. Again, as I mentioned, posting on YouTube is consistency is really important. You're going to want to make sure you pick a day and a time every week. And then once you get to a cadence of posting, you will be able to go to your analytics, and this will show you what they recommend as far as a posting schedule. So all the dark purple is when you have the heaviest traffic coming through. So then based on this is when they're recommending when to post. So they're saying Friday at 4 p.m., which is where the heaviest amount of flow is coming. And it took us probably about a year to even get this. So just be consistent with posting the same time every day, and you can adjust that later. All right. So here's the good stuff. What kind of content should I post? There's a ton of different things that you can post. And as realtors, there's just so much value that we can give. Stephen and I moved here to the Sacramento region from the Bay Area about almost 4 years ago. And for us, we needed to find a way to generate business, to create a brand in a very new area. And so we just started doing like pros and cons, top things to do, home tours. So here are a few different kinds of content. But one other way that you guys can get content is if you go to answerthepublic.com. And so this one was just a quick search that I did for relocating. And so it gave you a whole bunch of different topics. And then when you click on one of the wheel, it will pop up on a Google search a little bit of what you can talk about and the different search that comes up based on it. Then so you can create scripts of things to talk about based on the finding on Answer the Public. One of the things that I did when I first started was I searched different YouTuber, realtors, channels to see what topics they did. So I would do like moving to North Carolina, and I would look at different videos that people did, like avoid rally. You know, all these videos, I've probably watched a good handful. One thing I want you guys to do is look at different areas like Texas, Arizona, and see what videos people are doing just to give you different ideas on what you can do for your channel. But I warn you, do not spend too much time looking at them. Just maybe watch a few different ideas and then create a video that really matches your vibe. I get a lot of people who spend lots of time researching where, you know, they end up not doing much with it. Okay. This is how I organize my scripts. I actually put them in a Google Drive, and then I'll literally write out my script. So you can see I'm pretty detailed. It's kind of like me talking to myself on a piece of paper. And then I will upload this to Prompt Smart. I don't do this as much anymore because I've been very lucky enough to have my husband Steven do YouTube with me. And so we sit in our studio and we just talk to each other, which is a lot easier. But if you're a solo agent, when I first started YouTube, I would do a lot of these types of videos. And it doesn't have to be over the top. It's literally you just want to get maybe 5 topics or 5 bullet points to talk about and get some information to people about why they want to move in your city. So these are the videos that we've done. Pros and cons of living in a specific city, top things to do, regrets. We moved from the Bay Area to Rockland, so we did a 1-year update on how much we liked it. I'll even do a comparison between Roseville and Rockland. So you want to make sure you give as much value to people because then they feel like you know everything about the area and you're the go-to person when they're moving there. The Folsom one was actually pretty funny. I did so I don't know if you guys know, but Folsom has a state prison. And so I was pondering out whether I wanted to talk about that or not. And so I decided to do that. And I put, you know, one of the cons of living in Folsom is there is a prison here. But guess what? The good news is you know where all the bad people are. And then I did, fun fact, all of the license plates in California are made from Folsom. And so you kind of want to turn the con into like a positive flip. You know, obviously in Sacramento it gets super hot, so that's another con where like I talk about how it's 110 degrees here in the summer, but you know, we're really close to the American River, Folsom Lake. So you kind of want to take the cons, but then flip it into like why people want to move here even though it's hot. And
Quick question, Rose. Catherine was asking, can you share the prompt? Like when you're taking that script that you've got in Google Drive and then getting your notes in there and you're putting it into the prompt, does that take the text word for word or does it kind of make some adjustments?
No, it takes the text word for word.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. It's literally like a teleprompter. So you just tell it what to post on the teleprompter and then you just read it. You guys can have so much fun with these tours. We do new construction home tours. We actually did this really fun video with our boys where Steven got a whole bunch of different things that we could do with the kids. And then we had our son Anthony do the intro and outro, and then even Elijah put on a microphone and talked in the video. So it's really fun to be able to like integrate like having the kids and family. I actually did a podcast in the beginning where I sat down with my son Anthony and was like, "Hey, what are the things that kids can do in Rockland?" And him and I were just talking like, "What do you and your friends like to do?" And so it's been fun to be able to like show them the things that you could do with your business in a fun way. I actually caught him and his friend doing a podcast in the studio a couple days ago. So location, you're going to have different locations, whether it's you talking on a camera. I actually first started with a white background, and I'll show you guys this cringe video that I did. And we've actually had a ton of different variations to our studio. And poor Stevens painted this room probably 100 times to get the color that we want. So if you're doing tours, you could do an on-site tour. You can have a studio. I used to do green screen. I literally have like a green screen that I pull up, and then my video editor will overlay a background on it. So there's a lot of different things that you could do. And then based on where you plan on doing your video will determine what kind of equipment you need. So you could see in this video, we have our 2 wireless microphones. We have our camera stand. This was taken from mine or Steven's iPhone, probably my iPhone. And then this one, we have, these microphones that we've put together in our studio. So just really depends on where you're going to be shooting your content. So don't worry about being perfect in the beginning because action makes better. I'm only going to show you guys like a little clip of this because I literally look at this video and I'm like, ouch. Granite Bay is a suburb of Sacramento with a population of... That's enough. So I didn't know how to create this vibe. I picked a white wall with some words, and this was on my cell phone. And with a median home price of 1.1 million. We literally just drove around this area, did B-roll, and then I just talked over it. So I wasn't even in the video very much. And this is one of I think this was either our first or second video about moving here to the Sacramento region. Okay, so call to action. We just implemented download this free guide, so it goes to our website. We actually do have a liftoff agent website, which I love because I customize it to new construction. And so when they download the guide, we are able to collect their information. And then we also always put our Calendly link in the description to schedule a call with us. And then when we tell them to subscribe, we want it to be a little bit memorable. And this was actually one of...
All right, guys. So hope you like this video of top things to do in Rancho Cordova, Kids Edition. I hope you guys like the video. Make sure to share a little love to that subscribe button. I'll catch you on the next video. Let's go play in the water.
And then we also taught Elijah to do it.
Give a little love to the subscribe button.
Give a love to the subscribe button.
And we'll catch you on the next video.
We'll catch you on the next video.
Bye.
So I don't know how that came about. I just remember doing a video and I would watch all these YouTubers say like, smash the like button, stuff like that. And I was like, well, I'm not going to say that. So that like, just, I don't know, came up somehow. And so it's fun to be able to like have that as a memorable thing. And then I used it on our Instagram to remind people that we have a YouTube channel. So it maybe come up with something that's catchy as well. So what kind of clients will you attract? So we get clients from all over the place. Like I mentioned, we get a lot of out-of-state buyers looking for homes. I know when we first started thinking about leaving the Bay Area, we were thinking about moving to like Florida, Texas, Arizona. And so Stephen would actually go on YouTube and look for videos on those areas, and he found agents who were actually doing videos like this. So when I told him I wanted to do that, he already knew, what my plan was because he's seen them. We also get local buyers who want an agent with expertise. So, one of our clients, one of my neighbors actually never met her before, and she called us. She watches our YouTube channel and has seen a bunch of Whitney Ranch videos, and her parents were moving from out of the area, and so she called us because she loved the videos that we made, and so we were able to help her family move here. We also get sellers looking for an agent with strong marketing skills. So we always point sellers to our channels, whether it's our Instagram, our YouTube, and show them how many people are viewing us online and how many people we're in communication with all the time. We get a lot of first-time home buyers needing guidance. They see all of our videos and they see that we put a lot of value and content into teaching people. So here's a funny one. We had 0 subscribers back in September 14, 2022. And this guy was our very first subscriber. And if you look at here, February 12th, we're planning to visit Sacramento this Friday. Will you be available to view homes? So this just shows you how long sometimes it takes for people to pull the trigger. But for him to be our first subscriber and to reach out this year was kind of crazy to see. This is Sarah. Her husband passed away unexpectedly. I think they were in their mid-30s, and she needed a new start. And so we helped her relocate her family, her and her son to Folsom, and then her grandparents in this picture right here ended up buying at the 55 and over community in Folsom as well. And then here's a video of us cleaning out the grandparents' condo out in Oakland, and we sold their condo for them. But they were very elderly. They couldn't really pick up anything. And so Steve and I spent the day there. And then we also created a video of like how we can serve people and just kind of creating that story. Here's another family who found us on YouTube. It was this family, this is the grandparents and then the kids, and they wanted houses next to each other or maybe like houses a block from each other. We were actually able to close out a new community in Roseville. So they bought the model homes right next to each other, and then we were able to list their homes in Martinez as well. This one's a pretty cool one. So I had a call with Leslie at 10 a.m. on August 3rd. She saw our YouTube channel. She saw one of the tours that we did in a brand new community. And so we talked at 10. And then at 12 o'clock that same afternoon, I met her at the community and she found the house that she loved. And by Sunday, the next day at noon, she was in escrow on her new home. So, I mean, it's not always that easy, but when you give the information and you give value, sometimes you are blessed with ones that are that easy. So we talked about how YouTube was Google searchable. So this is actually my friend Emily. We were really good friends in middle school out in Newark, California. And so obviously over time we lost touch. She knew I was a realtor, but she also thought I lived in the Bay Area still. She Googled moving to Roseville because her husband got relocated out here and our YouTube channel popped up. And so she calls me and says, "Hey, Rose, oh my gosh, I didn't know you moved to Sacramento. We're moving there. Can you help us?" And so her and her family moved into their new home back in December. So I'm going to end you guys with this quote. When you stop expecting people to be perfect, you can like them for who they are. And this is not something that I'm saying for like, you to think of others. I'm actually thinking of this for yourself, right? Because everybody wants to be on video. Everybody wants to look perfect. They just want everything to be perfect before they actually take action. But when you stop expecting yourself to be perfect, you're going to attract the people who like you for who you are. I don't dress a certain way when I do my videos. I will literally, I don't even wear makeup. I will wear the same shirt all the time. I wear tennis shoes. you know, and you have this like whole persona on what a realtor should be. But, you know, for me, I feel like people relate to you for who you are. And so, you know, I just encourage you guys to stop trying to be perfect with your videos or like being worried about what you sound like, because all of us are just going to attract the people who want to work with us. And if you feel like it's too late for you to start on video, whether it's Instagram or video, there's so many people out there. And they all are attracted to different styles, different ethnicities, different genders. So you're going to attract your own tribe. And so I just, you know, I don't think that there's a lack of business out there, but I think it's time for you guys to like really put yourself out there and be seen. So coming soon, quick announcement, I am putting together a YouTube 101 course for realtors. I've done quite a bit of YouTube classes with Daryl Eves and Christina Smallhorn, but it's just very like technical and a lot of information. So I'm doing a YouTube 101 course that's gonna really go into more of like basic skills so that it's not too technical. And then again, we launched the VA source. So if you need help with editing, thumbnails, social media, administrative support, please reach out. This QR code right here, if you scan it, is just going to be on the wait list so that when the YouTube course comes out, we'll send you an email. And here is our contact information. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out.
Rose, bringing the heat. Thank you. That was amazing. I'm glad that you ripped through some of that, because I think there's a lot of questions. There's been a lot of people just pumping some stuff in there. I think one of the big things for me too is like, you know, we were pretty consistent on YouTube for a bit, and that was going to be one of our lead generators, and we got busy, and I wish that I would have continued, and we still can. But for anyone who's not doing YouTube right now, the quality of leads that you get from YouTube, you almost wonder if it's even real. Like that's the level of quality that the leads are. They're like, "Hey, Riley, watched your videos for the last couple months. Can you send me to a lender to get pre-approved? I'm ready to buy right now." And I've found too with the YouTube stuff, and Rose, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if it's the same for you, but like they're typically ready a lot sooner, because they're self-incubating themselves and they're watching videos and they're starting to trust you a little bit. And maybe they click on your guidebook, or maybe they look at your Google reviews, like they start to do their creep on you. And then they almost warm themselves up with your content. And then by the time they reach out, they're pretty far along in the process typically. And and it's nice. And then you're like, we can just get to work because they already trust you, right?
And sometimes they already know what areas they want to live in because they watched all your videos. And it's funny because it's a lot warmer. It's like basically they've been watching you for months and they only pull the trigger when they're ready to go. And then when they meet you, you have this like instant bond with them. I mean, we go and meet people, and Steven and I are like nervous, or like we've never met them. And then they'll walk up to us. They're like, "Oh my gosh." And they'll give us a hug. I feel like I've known you forever. I watch all of your videos. And I'm like, okay.
I have a little story. One guy reached out to me. I did an Airbnb series, and I did like 7 videos on Airbnbs and short-term rentals in our market, and how it was more beneficial to run it as a short-term rental versus a long-term rental. And this one guy reached out to me, and he was my age, spoke the same kind of language as me. And he's like, "Yo, Riley, you're like super famous. Like, can you help me find this Airbnb?" And I'm like, "Sure." And I'm like, "Can you give me some context? What are you after? Have you talked to a lender?" He's like, "Dude, I don't care. You're the man. You just tell me what to buy. You tell me who to talk to, and I will buy whatever." And I'm like, "Okay, great power comes great responsibility." I found him something great. No questions. Sign this, do this. This is the offer. This is how it is. And it was super seamless. And I thought it was a fluke. That's happened multiple times when we were actively posting on YouTube. I can only imagine with Rose and Steven, like they're just like post content, book call, email, text message, and it's like, you know, like a candy store. Like it just keeps happening. It's probably a really, really good feeling, and empowering too, right?
For sure. It's been great because we've been able to incorporate even our new builds Instagram channel with our YouTube channel. So then now they're finding us from both flat platforms, and it's like they can't get away from us.
Catherine, I know you had a couple questions. Why don't you light up Rose and get some of those off your chest?
I know, I'm sorry. I don't mean to dominate all the
No, you're good.
messages here. Hi, everyone. I'm Catherine. I'm in Boston. Rose, thank you so much for coming on here. Sorry I joined late, but I did pick up a lot of the gist of what your journey is about. Mine is very, very similar, moving to a new area. I started YouTube just about maybe a year and a half ago. And it is about consistency and figuring out the analytics and learning how to even read that. I have a ton of questions, but I just want to say kudos to you because there's a reason why Mr. Beast is called Mr. Beast, because this is a beast. Like, you have to really understand it, and it's nothing like Instagram. So it's like a whole new language. Okay, so the VA source, I probably will DM you off of this because I really want to know more about that. I do have an editor overseas, so I was just curious, how many sort of like editors did you have to go through to get to where you are? And in terms of what you credit the transactions to, can you just like kind of give us a rundown? Is the SEO? Is it the Liftoff website? Consistency topics? Again, lots of questions here. So yeah,
So
thanks.
I go through video editors. I mean, I'll keep one for like a couple years and then I'll switch, just because I want it to look different. So we had a video editor for a couple years from the Philippines, and then we ended up switching to another one a couple years after that, and then I have someone else now. So since 2022, I've had three or four. Actually, four video editors because they all have different styles. And then so we'll also sometimes do videos with a professional videographer here to follow us around. And we've done that a couple times. But to be honest, those ones don't do as well as like our regular videos from our phone. And I don't know why. And then as far as what the second question that you had, as far as like our clients coming to us, are you asking like how they're tracking, whether it's from our website or?
Yeah, I mean, what do you credit transacting through YouTube? It's probably a multiple of things, from consistency to editing and so forth. Obviously, the content is a huge one, right?
Honestly, it's the content. They literally will just email or text us. Sometimes they'll find us on Instagram and DM us from there. The website and the relocation guide are all brand new. I literally just launched that in 2025. So it's really about putting the right information that people need, to be able for them to just know that that's the area they want to live in.
Did you also put your YouTube on your like email marketing? If I'm asking too many questions, everyone just cut me off, Riley. Because one of the things I do with my YouTube, like I'm not cross, promoting it. I do like take the link and I put a LinkedIn or Facebook, but I don't do a lot of it on Instagram, and I'm not really sure why. And that's maybe
Well, they actually
versus
Yeah, they actually say don't do that. All the training that I've been to, like Daryl Eves is actually Mr. Beast's coach. He says don't use other platforms to like don't put a link in there. You want it to be searchable. So if you do put something, I will sometimes put our link in the Instagram, but for the most part, YouTube wants it to be organic searches. So what I always tell people is you could post clips of you doing stuff on YouTube. Like we post a lot of behind the scenes videos of like bloopers and, us recording videos. And then people know that we're on YouTube, so they'll search for us on there. Once in a while, we'll do like, oh, follow us on YouTube, but rarely ever. And again, it's because YouTube is more of an organic type. We've never ran ads on it. And so I think when you do more organic stuff, it's the right people who are following you.
And how long have you been on YouTube now?
I posted that very first video, I think like November 2021.
Okay, that was a good year to get on YouTube, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, anytime anyone got on YouTube during COVID are crushing it right now.
And I think,
Well, that's why we moved. So
Catherine, one way to maybe track your analytics question a little bit for those like the transactions, if you have a call to action in your description, that's like a booked call, for example, you can always have a booked call link in your video descriptions, but you can also change the event type of that book call. So say, for example, you had a Calendly page and you had a 15-minute seller consult and a 15-minute buyer consult, and it was like ABC. You could start putting A in a bunch of videos and then B's. And then if they're booking the B call, then you know that they probably grabbed that from that specific video. So when I did all the Airbnb stuff, I noticed that I was getting a lot of 30-minute Airbnb consultations. So I know that those came in from that subset of video. But like Rose said, like the whole key with real estate and the marketing stuff anyway is to have some stickiness across platforms, because they probably go and watch Rose and Steven on YouTube, and then maybe they go on Google to make sure that they're credible, and then they go check out Instagram and see that they're personable and they got a cool family. Then they watch a few more videos for a couple months, then they book a call, right? So
for a while.
yeah, it's having that crawl effect where you've got different assets. YouTube is amazing because there's so much content and value and information on there. But if you have these little assets that people can crawl around and build trust and credibility, they have a much higher likelihood of reaching out to you, right?
And I love the negative naysayers that get on there. Like I'm in Boston and I'm always messing up the accent and like crushing the names of some of these places. And I get all these comments. I'm like, bring it on.
I know, I never know how to answer those. Sometimes I just ignore them.
Okay,
Do you
Mike,
find that people who are relocating, Rose, do they want to rent first or give you that sort of like thought, should we rent first because we don't know the area? What do you recommend?
So we have some that rent first, but they usually buy within the year.
Okay.
We've had several people who will fly out for the day, including our Germany folks. They spent 2 days with Steven or one day. I think it was 2 days. So I think he showed them like different cities in 2 days. They flew back home, and we will shoot them videos of actual like homes that we feel will match them, and they will buy a home sight unseen. So
Are they all cash because they can't get the US loans or?
No, he worked for FedEx as a pilot, and so he was relocating out here for a job.
Okay, I can probably ask a lot of these questions, just the two of us, so I won't.
Also, funny story, you guys. I don't know, a lot of you guys know the Cigaras, Jermaine and Jerry. We met them at one of the Play Bigger events in Arizona, and Jerry came up to us and he was like, "Oh, you guys are that YouTube husband and wife. We send a lot of our clients to your channel to watch the tours." And little did we know that we all lived in the Sacramento area, and now we're like besties.
Power of YouTube. Okay, let's get to Michael. I know you've had your hand up for a bit, man. Go ahead.
Hey.
I can't hear you.
As soon as he said hey, he got discombobulated. Oh, you should be good now.
You got me now?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'll make it quick. If you were relocating, would you start a brand new channel or would you use the current channel?
I would probably use a different channel because it's a different demographic of people you're reaching out to.
Got it. And then lead wise, I mean, is it consistently every month now that you've been in it for almost 3-4 years?
It's like sometimes there's slow months, sometimes there's like, like last month we got like, 2 weeks in a row, and then during the holidays it was slow. But it's hard to quantify because we also have an Instagram that's pretty heavy with leads, and sometimes I can't tell if they're coming from that or from YouTube because they watch both. So I do have a lot of people who'll tell us that they came from YouTube, but it's in the beginning, it took us like 8 months to get our first lead. from the first time we posted a video. And then it was like I would get a lead 1 month, I'd get one lead, and then it'd be another 2 months, I'd get another lead, and then maybe 3 months later, we'll get two leads. So in the beginning, it was not a lot of leads, but they were all ready to pull the trigger. And then second year, I believe we sold 18 homes all from YouTube after that. And so, 18 leads from YouTube is not a lot of leads coming in, but the closing rate was 100%.
18 leads, which at your price point, it's not bad. So
Yeah, for sure.
Well, and I think you guys all need to understand this too. Like you spend time to build an asset on a free platform that costs you no money. Maybe you're paying for some video editor and stuff like that, but in theory, it's just costing you your time, and you're generating $200,000 in commission with like a 99% close rate with organic leads with people who want to work with you. Like that's insane, right? That's absolutely insane. Do you know how many doors you have to knock to generate 200,000 in commission, or how many phone calls you need to make? Like pick your poison. You have to do something, but like to have an asset like that that continues to reproduce and also grows and scales with time and gives you high quality leads like that. Like Rose says, the barrier to entry is a little bit more challenging. It took 8 months to get anywhere. But for those that are willing to put in the work for that period of time, you will reap the benefits once your channel grows to a certain capacity. And it's not like you guys have 100,000 subscribers. There's like 5,500 or 6,000. And I think that's one of the things that I got twisted in the beginning too. You don't need a massive channel to generate really high quality people that want to work with you. You don't need 10,000 subscribers. I've seen channels that have 2,500 or 1,000, and they're still getting really high quality business coming in.
Well, I mean, I think our first, like the first full year that we had, we were probably like shy of 1,000, and we were getting a bunch of like solid leads.
Yeah. Abby, go ahead.
I just had a question about like how you guys do the setup. Like when you do your thumbnail photos, are you guys in front of a green screen like when you take the photos, or is it like snippets from your video?
It's a combination of snippets from the video. So I'll show you guys. We have different ways, and then we have pictures of us, that I just upload. Hold on. Let me get my Canva up real quick.
And while Rose does that, I want you to put a 2 in the chat if you're going to shoot a YouTube video this week.
Okay.
I'm doing it now. Go, Catherine. Nice.
Okay, so this is like a picture that I took by myself in my office, and I just removed the background. This is a picture that we had in front of the house, and I just snipped it out of the video, removed the background, and separated us, and then put a halo behind it. And then this one right here, this is actual snippet from the video. So I just added text to it. So I just paused the video, took a screenshot, threw it up there, put text. So you could do a bunch of different things. This was a picture that I took from a video. I have a hard time taking like those weird pictures of like looking shocked or disturbed or whatever. So if I find a picture of me in a video, I'll just screenshot it, remove the background. That's Steven at one of our top things to do video. I just took a screenshot of him doing that. This was actually a picture that we took with a photographer. And this is the picture we have on all of our open house signs as well. So you could do a variation of different things.
Thank you.
I don't want to butcher your name. Is it Hozu or Jozu?
Josue.
Josue. All right, there we go. Talk to us, man.
Question for you guys. So I'm assuming both of you guys as a couple are realtors. My wife is not a realtor. I'm a realtor. But my wife does a lot of my social media, or actually she does most of it, if not all of it. I'm not good at social media. Would you recommend, we've talked about YouTube and starting our own thing, people like me, but they love her. And so I would love to include her on the videos. I think it'd be fantastic, but she doesn't have her license yet. Would you recommend me including her or waiting until she has her license?
I'll let Steven answer that, but I would say yes.
Absolutely. The cool thing is too, it's easier when me and Rose get in that studio that Rose is in now, and we just talk. It comes off authentic. People like it. They start to like you, who you are, your personality. You could crack jokes and come back to being serious again. And you start forming this audience that really just enjoys you, because trust me, if they're watching your channel, they're watching other channels too. So they're going to watch multiple channels, maybe not a few years ago, but now people are getting more savvy and they're shopping around on Instagram and YouTube. So if they like you or you and your wife's personality and you still give decent content, they're going to choose you over maybe some other people. We see it all the time. Bring your wife in, and then what's going to happen is she's going to realize, shoot, I need to get my license.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Actually, what happened with Steven.
Thank you. That's super helpful. We've talked about it, and she's wanting to, but I think just getting started without the license is super helpful to hear too. Thank you.
You're not, I mean, there's really nothing in the YouTube videos where you're needing a license. As long as in the description you have your name and your license and your broker's license, it should be fine, because she's not quoting, price and transactions and stuff like that. She's literally just maybe talking about what there is to do in your area, or even just showing a house around.
And then, Josue, you could take her to show clients with you. It'll be fun. It'll be a field trip. It'll excite her. I started doing that with Rose in the Bay Area, and I'm like, I think I could do this. And I walked away from a very good career, and we moved to Rockland not knowing anybody. I'm like, okay, I'm getting my license now. What do we do? She said YouTube. I was like, okay, cool. You lead the way, because she has already been an agent. And for everybody out there that's thinking or started a channel and just YouTube should be fun, right? When we go out and shoot content, it is fun. When we're done, we always say, gosh, we need to do this more often. And I'm reminiscing of you, Rose, showing all your slides of the fun we had creating our channel the first couple of years. If you're looking for content, our best videos are top things to do. So the very first video I got assigned to kind of come up with the content was in a city called Folsom. I didn't know anything about this place. We're brand new. And I went online. I'm like, top things to do in Folsom. I kind of took a few and I created what we're going to do. And if you look back at that video, it's very authentic, raw, brand new, low budget. And we had so much fun. We went to the Folsom Lake. We went to the American River. We went to Folsom downtown. We got a beer at the end. And we were like, that was fun. And another good thing about those videos is it educated us on the city. We learned about the Sacramento region almost through YouTube and our content. We taught ourselves, because we have a top things to do video in Elk Grove, Rockland, Roseville, Lincoln. Those were fun, and we bring the kids in. YouTube should be fun. And the thing that's going to happen is you're going to start getting busy. You're like, oh, shoot, I can't spend all day shooting content. Those are good problems to have. That's why you see now a lot of our content is in that studio, because we could just say, oh, shoot, we need to talk about this real quick. And we don't overthink it. We go in, we take 10, 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, do a few videos, and we're in and out. But YouTube should be fun.
Yeah, it's a great point, Stephen. If you make it fun and enjoyable and a learning process too, then it's going to be natural. And I think one thing, and then Abby, we'll get to the question too, is it's another form of prospecting. You just have to wrap your brain around it being something different. Like if you're used to making phone calls or doing open houses or whatever, and that's your source of business and how you do things, or doing events like last week's call, this is another element of that. You need to treat it that way too. It needs to be taken seriously. If it's in your calendar, you need to get it done. Those videos are what's creating those leads. And your prospecting is your actual filming and producing of the video. That in and of itself is prospecting, right? Abby, what do you got?
I was just wondering, how did you guys like have the confidence to start being on camera? Because I've taken that class with Christina Smallhorn and Joe Eves, and I couldn't follow it. Like the technical stuff was just like too much. And, like, I don't know, I have anxiety, like filming on my own. I film podcasts with other people, but when I'm by myself, I'm like, oh, like I freeze when the camera turns on.
I
So,
actually felt that way when I first started doing video. I would record short Instagram videos, like, I don't know, 20 seconds long, and it would take me probably about an hour. And so I actually did a coaching program a long time ago in 2018, I believe, and she taught me about like video, digital marketing. So over time, I just got used to it. And it's kind of like working out, the first couple times hard, you just kind of force yourself, and then you eventually get to a point where you get comfortable. But for the YouTube 101 course, it's going to be very different because I took those classes and I have a background in computers, so I'm very technical, but my husband's not. And so when he took those classes with me, he was like, what? And so I found that a lot of realtors can't pick up things like I can when it comes to tech savviness. So that's why we're going to create that YouTube course that's really like basic, just to get you guys going. And then really like, I want to do one of the things I'm implementing in there is to do like your first 7 videos, not for YouTube, but to get yourself comfortable with a video. And it's going to be like, tell me, what you wish for your kids in the future. What are you grateful for? They're going to be like 30-second videos that you'll show me just to get you to practice being on video. And then that'll eventually grow to some confidence of you saying, okay, well, I could hear my voice a little bit. Because before, when I would record a video, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's my voice. That sounds horrible. And then now it's like, whatever. So it's just a little bit of practice. And every time you post a video, you just get a little bit more confident. I mean, Steven used to make fun of me. He's like, why do you sound like you're reading a script? I'm like, because I am. And then when he got into it, I think he took like 2 hours in front of a green screen trying to do like a 30-second script. So, everybody goes through it. And again, it's just a matter of practice. And so that's kind of one of the things that I really want to focus on for that course as well.
thank you. I already signed up.
Yay!
Okay, guys, we're on the hour today. I just want to be respectful of everybody's time. Rose, thank you so much for all of your context and insight and valuable info. Steven, appreciate you chiming in too, man. I know you're an integral part of that stuff too. For next week, we're going to keep you guys posted on the announcement for speaker next week. Again, we host this every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Bring a friend next time. We'd love to continue to grow the community and just bring lots of value. And we've got lots of amazing speakers lined up for March as well. So appreciate everyone's time. Rose, thank you again. We'll catch you guys later.
Guys.
Bye.